are only 6 weeks left of 2025, so I am going to share my favorite book from each month so far. In January, my favorite book was The In-Between Bookstore by Edward Underhill. This was his adult debut following a trans man approaching 30 who goes back to his small hometown and encounters his younger self when he walks into the bookstore that he used to work at in high school. In February, my favorite book was the memoir Hijab Blues by Lamya H. This follows a queer hijabi Muslim immigrant who dissects passages from the Quran and interprets them as queer. Highly recommend this. In March was another memoir, Horse Barbie by Geena Rocero. This follows a trans woman from the Philippines as she migrates to New York, and we get to see her experiences. Personally, I think she's an overlooked person in history. She has done so much good for trans women in the Philippines, and she spent a lot of time as a beauty pageant queen. In April, my favorite book was the romance The Prospects by K.T. Hoffman. It's an Achillean romance following Jean, the first ever trans person to play in professional baseball. I ate this up. I loved it so much. In May, I did a lot of rereading since it was my birthday and my booktube birthday month, but I ended up reading something that I hadn't read before. My favorite book of May, besides my rereads, was the novella Read Between the Lines by B. Medina. This is a sweet friends to lovers romance between two autistic lesbians, one of which uses an AAC device to communicate. In June, my favorite book was Forget Me Not by Alyson Derrick. I read this in one day. This is a YA following sapphic characters. It's heartbreaking, but absolutely beautiful. In July, my favorite book was the romance The Next Chapter by Camille Kellogg. This is a Notting Hill retelling following a queer bookseller and a former child star. In August, I read the YA memoir The Cat I Never Named, a true story of love, war, and survival by Amra Sabic-El-Rayess. This follows Amra in the late 90s as a teenager during the Bosnian genocide. She meets a cat who they take in and believe is their protector. I love this so much, I highly recommend it. In September, my favorite book was The Third Gilmore Girl by Kelly Bishop. I thought this was so great. I loved learning about Kelly's life. If you're a Gilmore Girls fan, this is a must read. And last, for October, my favorite read was Ophelia After All by Racquel Marie. This is her YA contemporary debut following Ophelia, who is a girl learning about her sexuality during her senior year of high school. It has Shakespeare references, a great friend group, and is such a good read.